Well, now let's understand little more details about what these quality management principles are all about. You see around 7 quality management principles. These are the 7 principles based on which the ISO 9000 requirements is formulated, right? So it starts with customer focus or leadership, engagement of people, process approach, improvement, evidence-based thinking, and relationship management. Sounds strange, isn't it? Yeah, but don't worry. I'm going to break it down into a much simpler terms, right? Beside these principles, you see the thinking way behind these principles. It's important for you to understand these thinking way in order to understand these principles and apply these principles in your business or in your daily job, right? First, let's start with customer focus, right? As the principle itself is self-explanatory, it refers to customers, right? Important thing is to know your customer. Please know who your customer is. Once you know the customer, it's important that this principle says we have to think, act, and decide like a customer. When you end up in a situation to do something, situation to decide something, think what a customer will do and do it because that satisfies the customer, right? That's what the quality is for, right? Satisfying the customer, right? That's what customer focus is all about. Let's move on to the next principle, which is leadership, a very important principle. If you're a leader, right, important thing is to promote the purpose of your business. And it's very important. The purpose of any business is not to make a product or a service. That's a byproduct. A product is a byproduct. A service is a byproduct. Let me take an example. Yamaha Motors, for example, they are in two-wheeler manufacturing, as you may know, right? But the purpose of Yamaha is not to make two-wheelers. The purpose of Yamaha is to give excitement to the customers, to the riders of two-wheelers. That's the purpose that Yamaha works for. They don't work to make the two-wheelers. They work to give the excitement to the riders of two-wheelers. So as a leader, you have to set a purpose, and the purpose need to be in the context of the customer, right? And very, very important thing when you set the purpose, right? Walk the talk. Do what you say, right? The purpose is not for paper. People are watching you. What people are watching what you do, not just what you talk, right? With that, let's move on to the next principle, which is engagement of people, right? People are working for a purpose, so it is important to consult them, right? Believe me, they have got so many solutions because they are the one who do the job day in and day out. And for this reason, they have got lots and lots of ideas and solutions. That's why it's important to engage with people, right? In order to fulfill the purpose. And then we move on to the next principle, which is process approach. Always think in terms of process. The results are results, but it's the process that makes the result, right? So it's always important to think in terms of process. The results are the output, but what is actually done and what inputs are required. This is the shortest way to reach your purpose. It's not by thinking the result that one reaches the purpose. It's by thinking about the process that one can reach their purpose in a very efficient manner, right? And moving on to the improvement. When you think about the process, when you have a problem, right? Please find holes in the process. Do not find holes in the people. Holes are supposed to be found in the process when you have a problem, right? Find what's wrong in the process and improve the process. That's how you reach the purpose, right? The results are going to fall automatically if you focus on the process, if you improve the process. And then comes evidence-based decision making. You may have to take a lot of decisions in your daily job, whether as a leader or as an executor, right? Whenever you have to take a decision, go by the data. A decision that is without data is like a gamble. Gamble has a 50% chance of passing, while then it has a 50% chance of failing. And in real life, more often than not, it fails. A gamble fails. So it's important to take decisions based on data, right? And final, it's about relationship management. It's not only about customers, right? Our business succeeds because of so many other partners, whether it is suppliers or it is dealers or distributors or a logistics provider, so on and so forth, right? It's not important that just your business survives. It's important that your business of your partners are also survive. That's what win-win is all about. Work for a win-win situation with your partners. That's what relationship management is all about. And let me tell you, the partners are no less than customers, right? So it is with these principles that ISO 9001 has been formulated. Now you understand these principles. You can go on and apply these principles without even reading ISO 9001 line by line. See you.